Hey, Crystal, good morning.
Good morning, Dan. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. Welcome back to Live with Dan.
I always love to be here.
I know. You're always anxious to come on, but I gotta call you, I gotta say no, no, no. It's not your time yet.
I know. Last week, I even did my hair because I thought I was my turn to be on, and then nobody pinged me.
Oh, you're always welcome. You're always
So
welcome.
then I was like, oh, I guess it's not my turn.
Oh. Nice, nice. So how are you
Yeah.
doing?
Oh, good. Just like hustling along. Got some fun things planned in the upcoming weeks. And so trying
Nice.
to get all of our ducks in a row as far as that's concerned.
Cool. So what's happening?
Yeah. Well, on Monday, I'm hosting office hours with our head of customer success, Adrian, and we
Nice.
do it every month now. So I've been rotating off with Kartik and Adrian doing
Hmm.
QuestionPro office hours. We just
Yep.
do a live stream where people ask us any question they want, whether they're an advanced user or a free user, or even I know we've had some of your customers jump in and ask us some
Is
of
that
our
right?
questions too.
Nice. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Um, so that's on Monday. And then on Thursday next week, the 29th, we're
Hmm.
doing our very first Auto X webinar
Oh, fun. I like
talking
that.
about, I know, talking about how OEMs are using data in 2021.
Nice. That's cool. I like
Yeah.
it.
So very segmented. The first kind of like marketing sprint we're doing around our auto vertical. So it's exciting.
Yeah, that's cool. I love that because, they acquired the company last fall, and then now
Mhm.
we're pushing out the content for this new Auto X. That's awesome.
I know. I'm excited.
Super cool. Super cool. And then we have something big happening on May 11th, right?
We do have, I know, I was like, I have so many events even between now and then.
I know, I know.
We have XDay happening on May 11th. And if you all joined us last year for XDay or even the year before that for XDay, this will be our third XDay and our first spring XDay,
Yep.
which is like really exciting. I'm echo. Do you hear me echoing a little bit?
No, I don't hear an echo.
Okay, then I'm just going to keep going.
All right.
And we have a great lineup. Do you mind if I share my screen and show everyone?
Absolutely. Yeah, let's see it.
Let's do it. Okay.
I'm really excited about the
Um,
lineup. We have some great guests, and
yeah, can you see it?
I can. Yep.
Great. Okay, so we're kind of doing a whole theme around advancing experiences for your customers, for your employees, and for everyone in the world of research. So whether you're like a really intense market researcher or a human resources manager just trying to create some employee culture and employee experiences,
Hmm.
we have an amazing lineup for you. Um, and Dan is going to be hosting these top three as a panel on the future
Yeah.
of insights.
I'm really excited about that because Bill, Kyle, and Tara are all really influential in the research space, and we're going to be
Mm-hmm.
talking about what's upcoming, different trends, things that what's in the past that you want to bring along with you. What should we leave behind? So it's going to be really
Mm-hmm.
exciting. I'm excited. These guys are full of energy. They have a good personality, so it's
I
going to be a
know.
great, great panel that we'll put on there. So I'm really excited and looking forward to that.
Yeah, you should be excited.
I am. I'm
Uh,
already getting ready.
and then in the afternoon, we'll be doing another introduction of our auto experience to all of our customers who maybe not even know we're in the auto space now, and
Mhm.
how general researchers and people in the customer experience world can learn from 20 years of auto experience. So,
Yep. Yep.
everyone buys a car, and we really want to see how they translate they focus on the smallest details of the auto
Mhm.
experience and how that can translate to a bigger customer experience. And I'm looking forward to that. We'll be some of our guys will be getting their first time on the QuestionPro stage ever.
Yeah, that's true. They're making their debut. I like it.
Yeah,
But
Dave
I
and
know a lot
Ken.
of what they're talking about too relates, like you were saying, Crystal, to other areas of research and different things.
Mm-hmm.
So just because you're hearing it's auto, still tune in because there's still a lot of good
Oh
information
yeah.
around that.
It's definitely for everyone. And that's where, from a marketing perspective and from the QuestionPro brand experience, we really want you guys to know that this, just because we have specific verticals, doesn't mean you can't learn something from everyone.
Yep.
And then our last panel, or our last session of the day, is with 2 doctors.
Wow.
I know. 2 PhDs coming in hot. Andrea and Sonia will be talking about workplace burnout and how that is really going to be impacting us in the years to come, not just in 2020 or 2021, and what that looks like over time. And that I know is going to be, it's going to be heavy, but it's going to be good.
I'm glad they're going after me because I don't want to follow up doctors,
And right. I mean, they're powerhouses in their own right. So I'm pretty stoked about them to kind of round out our day of all the, panels together. And then what I think I'm most excited about is in the afternoon, we're doing some AMA sessions. So ask me anything.
Yeah.
And each room is going to have, or each product is going to have their own room where you can pop in. You can ask Dan to be on live with Dan. You could ask him.
Yeah. I mean, you could ask so many things you can request from me. Be on live with Dan, come to Clubhouse. What new features do you want in the product? What questions, what directions are we going? Feel free to come in and ask me anything. I'm an open book. So
I love that. Yeah. I think we got inspired on our Ask Me Anything kind of panels from last year's XDay. And we know being on digital is hard. And so we try to create the most authentic experience and accessibility, right? We're not going to be putting you in a webinar tool where you can only access different people or certain information. This is kind of your chance to just hang out with us one-on-one, just like you would if we were at a cocktail bar.
Yeah, that's right. And they can come learn how we're advancing experiences, right?
Advancing experiences for everyone, even the world of research.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Cool. Well, that's all I have. I'm so excited for XDay. This will be, it's on May 11th. If you don't forget, registration is free. And so we want you to join us. Dan and I will be emceeing, so it'll be a lot of kind of live with Dan extra.
It will be. It'll be a bonus episode, a mini bonus episode of Live with Dan. So come on.
Except it's all day.
Well, maybe it's a special feature or something, whatever they call those.
And if coming to hang out with Dan and I is not enough, we will be giving away experience-based prizes all day long, from an Airbnb gift card to a National Parks gift card to a Goldbelly gift card. If it's experience-based, we're going to be trying to, level up everyone's life experiences as well.
I see what you did there, and I like it.
I'm just use the word experience 10 times fast and you'll come up with other things.
I mean, but these things we're giving away are experiences in themselves, and we're advancing. So that I like that double entendre there. That's good. Woo. Yeah. Awesome. Well, everybody register for that. I put the link in the comments here. So make sure that you go to that site, register. It's free. So make sure you do that. We're going a lot of good info as we've covered today. So today, Crystal, I have a few things that I wanted to talk about. So I have a what in the name of research. I have something kind of funny, a meme that I saw on LinkedIn. So it's research funny. So we'll see how it works.
See if I laugh. Yeah. Not as bad as your, dad joke from yesterday.
Yeah. And then I want to spend maybe 10 minutes going over this logo brand survey and how we would approach it and how you can approach it using QuestionPro tools. So we'll go over a live example and see how this plays out. So let's get right to it. So I'm going to get this queued up here. And this first one is a what in the name of research. So this comes from Twitter. If you follow Bad Survey Question, if you want to get some laughs at survey questions here. So this one was funny to me because it's kind of sad too, but make sure you're proofreading your surveys before you send them out and that the question and the answer options match. So in this case, they're asking about particular activities or features you'd like to see during the evening. This might be in this particular event. It's like they're giving some examples, but then you can see here that it's more of a scale type question, right? Or scale options rather. So this doesn't even match any of the particular activities or things. So they're not going to get any good data out of this.
What is like a great deal? Is it not a great deal, but it's kind of like a great deal?
I think that they like, I think that's supposed to be like they like something a great deal. Like,
oh,
not like a deal like in value, but a deal in like I like it a lot.
Okay.
I guess. So there's a lot of things that should be clarified here. Okay.
I know. Also, why am I don't know. So many things. None of those things is what I want to spend my evening doing.
I know. That's true.
Wine, it wasn't an option up at the top.
Maybe that's icebreaker questions with wine, or, it could be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this I thought was, make sure that you're double checking things before you send out your survey and that it makes sense. Otherwise, you're just going to get bad data or no data, usable data at all. Okay. So I saw this on LinkedIn. This comes from Jake, who he has a good brand called The Research Geek that he pushes out content and so forth as. So he did this meme here, and it's a series of 4 different images, but so I have them here. So this is around, did you ever watch Orange County Choppers, Crystal? Is that your thing?
Do I look like the demographic of people who...
I mean, no,
I watched
you don't.
The Housewives of Orange County.
Okay, well that's something different, but you don't. It's not really necessary to understand this. So think of these guys as pretend they're market researchers, right? So
okay, I'll pretend this is you.
Okay, yeah, pretend this is me with the handlebar mustache and the tattoos on my arm and everything. So he's saying, I think we should shorten the survey, and then the other guy says, we've been over this so many times. What questions should we drop? And they're getting in this heated argument, right? So then he comes in, Q33, Q35 through Q44, Q77, Q81 through Q93. So all these questions and he's streaming. And then what happens next is it ends in this argument where he's throwing a chair, right? So I thought this was funny, and I know a lot of researchers did too. So, big props to Jake who created this, but it just goes to show that I think, you want to include all these survey questions, but it's best to take them out, and sometimes agreeing what questions to take out can lead to this. So not in reality, but figuratively, of course, right? So, I thought that was kind of funny because
this is what we talked about with Joe a couple weeks ago, right? From FanDuel, about how
we did.
You want to get all those questions in there, but sometimes you just need to send more surveys that are shorter questions.
Yeah, I think you do. Yeah, you want to get all the questions in because you have them captivated, but you want to do shorter surveys. So, yeah, this is definitely what Joe was talking about a few weeks ago. So, anyway.
Spoiler alert, Dan, we're not captivated. We just abandoned the survey.
I know. Yeah. I hear you. All right, so let's get into this. So this is an example of a logo or brand research that you can do on QuestionPro. This is a brand Runaway Victory, and it's just something that I was thinking about, so I wanted to ask about it here. And essentially, Runaway Victory would be taking specific sports situations and then comparing them to business. So like different examples in sports, like if it's 4th and 1, the pressure and how does that relate to business, or different things like that. Definitely fits a certain demographic. But so that's what this Runaway Victory would essentially be about. And that's what this first sort of intro to the survey is. So then it goes over the logo, asks some different questions here. We'll get into the results in some of these. Like this is a heat map question type. There's a max diff question coming up later. But really just wanted to show some of the different tools on how you can use QuestionPro for logo or brand design and getting some different outputs there. So we actually ran this with live data, and we'll get into that. Yeah,
I thought you were going to teach me how to add a logo, which would have been handy when I was doing the QuestionPro certification.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's another thing. Yeah.
I was like, could have been helpful like a week ago, Dan.
Yeah, I know. So these are some of the questions that we asked. So max diff, alternate
Okay.
logos, and things. So, all right. So now that you have a good baseline of that, let's take a look at some of the analytics and get into some of the fun stuff here. So this is the dashboard that we have here. And you can see here that, let's actually I'm going to go to this heat map analysis.
Ooh.
And I want to take a look at this real quick here. Okay, so you can see here that there's the original logo. You want me to zoom in a little bit?
Oh no, I was just saying all those people clicked there.
Yeah. So I wanted to see like where are your eyes drawn when you see this logo. So I think, kind of no surprise, people like or are drawn to this sort of design here. And then this heat map definitely proves that out, right? Where you can see the greater intensity of red and then the blues and so forth. So people are definitely drawn to this particular area of the image. So this is something that obviously you can easily tell using the heat map question type and the data there as well.
Oh, wait, I have a question. I was raising my hand.
Sure.
Can you go back? If you're viewing that question analysis, there's a link at the bottom. Can you share that one question answer?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you share this link, it's going to share this. So if you wanted, let's say part of my team or my branding team, I did this research for them and I wanted to share just this particular heat map question with them, I can share this and the results will show right away.
I love that. This is not a setup. I did not know we could do that.
Yeah, I know. See, you're learning this, it's good. It's good.
Viewers, don't think that we planned it out quite that way.
No, it wasn't that planned out. So. All right. So here, let's go back to the regular dashboard and see some of the different results to the questions that we asked. So we have about 140 here. Took people a couple minutes to complete. So what first comes to mind when you look at the logo? People think of a shoe brand, sporting good. What are some of the other options here? T-shirt for sports activities, running outfit. I can get that because the runaway victory. Really like the distinctive design. So I think in general, the first part's confusing. Okay, so the majority of the sentiment is positive. And there's some that's confusing, but I think it's pretty good. Some people think it's like an RV, sort of like recreational vehicle. So you can see that. Moving on. So I'm thinking about the logo. Which of the following best describes your feeling about it? So do you like it somewhat? Are you sort of neutral about it? You don't like it at all, dislike it somewhat? So it looks like people here are, most people like it. I think like it somewhat as 42% of the answers. Neutral is 35%. So people are liking it, but not, I think it's okay, right? That's not, yep.
Are these people who already knew the brand Runaway Victory, or was the audience just like random?
No, this is I think census balance Gen Pop sample. So
Gen Pop, sorry. I should have used the terminology Gen Pop.
Gen Pop, so just general population. Yeah.
So it's not like they sent it to their audience that already knew who.
These people didn't know the brand. This is the first time they're seeing it.
Cool.
So, I mean, it could be if someone has some affinity to the brand and then they may like it more, right? Like, if you didn't know what Nike did and you saw the logo, you might be like, well, what is that, right? But now, because there's brand affinity for it and people like it, you probably have a higher opinion of that particular logo. So then how visually appealing is it? So again, not appealing at all, somewhat not appealing, neutral, somewhat appealing, or very appealing. I think somewhat appealing. If we were to like top or bottom two box this, it would be the top two box would be generally very, would be appealing. So it's a good sign for the logo, I think. And then thinking back to what the company is about, does the logo fit the brand? So does the brand match what the company is trying to do? And that was listed in the intro there. So people read it.
Oh, okay.
Most people said 75%. So it matches with what they thought. Yeah. And then how appealing will this logo be in the following places? So if it was on a website or blog or a t-shirt or on podcasts, a YouTube channel, So you can see if it was on a website or blog, people said it would be somewhat appealing. If it was a podcast emblem, it would be somewhat appealing. So I think somewhat appealing is, kind of the trend here.
On a hat.
On a hat, on a t-shirt, YouTube channel, somewhat appealing. Okay, so there were two alternative logos. I'll go back, and I wanted to see which one people liked better here. So if I go back to the edit, I'll just show you all what it looks like. So you had, actually, let me go here. Oh, I guess it's been, yeah, okay.
Oh.
Anyway, you can see here that was kind of the shield, and then the kind of a blue with a white, so kind of the inverse there. So if I go back to analytics, you can see which alternative logo people like better. So it was down here a little bit. Okay. So people like that white alternative logo a little bit better, right? So
yeah, that
was 57%, 42%. All right. And then one other question too, did a max diff question type here that I wanted to show here under max diff analysis. Okay. So what logo? So there were the three logos. I put them all together. And I asked this last because I didn't really want to bias anything. I wanted people to see all the logos, answer the questions first. So select the logo you like most and the one you like least. So these were all the ones that people saw previously, right? So this was the blue logo. This was the sort of the inverse of that. And then this was, kind of another option. So the share of preference, I think, is pretty, people like this kind of the blue, the inverse, where it's the white and then the blue. And the second one was followed by the first image that they saw with the white and the blue. So I think what's kind of interesting here is that it came out to be that it was 39% the share of preference here for that. And one thing I wanted to look at here was males. So if this audience is, the niche market is, maybe it's males in a certain age range, and I wanted to look at that just by males, you can see that 41%. So that share of preference went up quite a bit when I filtered the data just by males. So this was more preferable. Still the same order, but you can see that now I think you have sort of this clear winner when you're looking at this logo and how it should look. So
yeah,
kind of interesting there. If you wanted to dial it down even more and get into it, you could select a new data filter. Maybe it's a certain demographic. So maybe this is males 18 45. Maybe that's the demographic you're going after. You can add in this criteria and base it off of gender. So let's say if they're male. And then I can add in another question here and gender. And then when I go to age, I'm going to add in 18. All right. So I'm going to actually change this.
18 and 44-year-olds have nothing in common.
Yeah. We'll just see. Well, this is just for, we can always change this. It's easy to edit these data filters. So I'm going to save this. And then I want to just take a quick look at this dashboard just to see what these folks thought. So there's 39. Okay. So
so then you get a dashboard just for that filter of data.
Just for that filter. Yep. Correct. So they like it. You can see this percentage was 75. So it went up about 4 to 5 percentage points there. People that like that.
And
matched.
What's a statistical percentage point difference that declares a winner?
Eric is always
telling me
that the A/B test. Yeah, it depends on the sample size. So a lot of times you'll see with like plus or minus 5%. So that's just the confidence interval that they have, and usually that's based on the number of completes that you have here. I mean, if I was going to make any definitive things here, I'd want more than 39 completes in this particular segment. So we would definitely get more responses here. So you can, you can really drill down to your specific target market. So then if I wanted to go back to my max diff and I wanted to see, okay, now with that new filter, males 18 to 34, changes, it's not as drastic, right? So, but it's still, this one is still the clear share of preference. So you can really drill down to see that more. I think, let me go back to heat map here and see what we can do. So for heat map, I can do the same thing. So if I wanted to select just particular, you can see it's, Prill is still pretty strong for the same area. So just some interesting points that you can do there. So anyway, this wanted to kind of give a live example of some of the different analysis options and things you can do with logos or brands, or obviously you can use this for images, the max diff question, you can use it for a whole slew of things, but these are just some examples that I wanted to share.
That's so fun. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
When I was in advertising school, they always told, like, the way you can define a good logo is if you took away the words and you only the logo existed, you would still know what the logo represented.
That's a good point. I like that.
Yeah. That's kind of like my tried and true. It's weird, the things that stick. But that was great. So many things you can do with the question.
I know it's endless, and there was even more we could get into, but I wanted just to cover the basics here and show people how easy it was, and kind of interesting live data to look at. And so I think with that, any other things we should cover today, Crystal? If not, I think we can wrap up the show and see everybody next week.
Yeah, I think that's all. We don't have. Yeah, we talked about all the fun stuff at the beginning. Not that your stuff wasn't fun.
I know. Sign up for XDay. Go to the link. All right. Go to the link in the comments. Sign up for XDay. It'll be fun. It's free. And that would be my ask of all of you, is sign up.
Awesome.
All right. See ya.